everything he just said is a lie.
So can you tell us the truth?
No.
You planned that, because that's what he said. When
What's
he came.
that?
You guys planned this?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he
Yeah, totally.
So, what can you give us about season 2? We heard there's a lot of time travel involved.
There's a lot of time travel. Scope, it's going to be big. I mean, what's great is coming into a season with a production team that's done it already. And, we come from the Nikita school of TV. I don't know if you guys ever have seen that show, but Nikita was an action movie every week, and we always went big and found a way to make something cool. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to go to Toronto, because we know how to do it. So there's just stuff that we're going to be able to do that we weren't able to do in first season, and that involves some more action and stunts, because that is a big component of our show. Cole is a violent person. It's how he deals with things. Cassie's going to be a bit more violent than she was last season. We've got guys like Deacon and the West 7 in the future. But the other aspect of it is we're going to, time periods like the 40s, the 70s, and we're going to see some of that. And that's going to, the way we're going to accomplish that is, we're going to remote shoot in Budapest, which is one thing we're going to do. We're going to shoot for different episodes. And it's exciting because it allows us to open up the show in a way that I think makes you feel like you get in that chair, or somebody gets in that chair, whether it's Cole or other characters, and then they go somewhere, and you feel like you travel with them. You feel like you're going somewhere and you're not just on a soundstage, because you won't be. You're actually going to be, on the Danube, or you're going to be in New York, or you're going to be somewhere like really amazing. And that's the fun of time travel. That's the fun of that concept.
You sometimes struggle with the budget in terms of all the high-tech stuff and all the locations that you said you
struggle with the budget?
Yeah. The budget.
Every moment. It's horrible. But the thing is that Terry and I have every script of television we've ever written. The first response is, we can't make this. It goes all the way back to the first episode of Terra Nova we wrote, and that budget was huge. And they were like, there's no way we can make this. And there's always a way to slowly figure out that you can tell the story, and you can tell those same beats, and you can do great things. You just have to find a way to do it. And the production always reads things very literally, and they're like, you can't have a dinosaur attack the wall and have people attacking it with motorcycles and torches. It's like, well, you can. You're only going to see it from this angle, and we don't need the motorcycles. It can be people with torches, and like little things like that. You start, taking apart, and then suddenly it's doable. And our production team for 12 Monkeys learned that with us. We beat it into them.
Does the budget go up season to season?
It doesn't go up season to season. If there's somebody you can talk to help that out, that would be fantastic. The one thing that did help, we did get the exchange rate changed so that we get more Canadian dollars for American dollars. So there's a little bit of relief. No, we just we don't have to build our time machine again. So we save some money there. We did build a great big set that's going to be featured in multiple time periods, and that's going to be one of our regular sets. So we've already spent a ton of money. But everybody has figured out ways to not cut corners, but to accomplish things for, stretch that dollar. And that's always the benefit from season to season, is that you've built up those assets, and then your team has a better idea of how to do it. Yeah.
So what exactly are kind of like your pitfalls of your time travel? What are the rules? What do you guys say we can't cross this line of time travel?
Well, I don't know if we have any hard and fast rules of like that this can't happen. What we do make sure though is that it's not a cure-all. It's not something where you saw what happens when two objects touch each other. You saw that. You saw the complications of Cole going back and saving Cassie when she had died in that episode, and like how messy that got and screwed up he got, and the double memories and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see that. I mean, time travel. There will be something that happens this season that's going to establish that our time travel is difficult and it's messy and painful, and that's just the way time is. So I don't know if that's necessarily rules of time travel, but it's sort of the operating theory of or the aesthetic and the feeling of our show. It's not like you just get into a box and you come out and it's fine. it's a little bit harder.
Well, it feels like every time they do one, it's like you're ripping a hole in time.
Exactly.
And each
Yeah.
time they do it, they've ripped more holes, and
Yeah.
they keep trying to patch them, and they keep doing a terrible job.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's a. What's funny is years ago when we pitched this to before Sci-Fi picked us up, we pitched it to BBC America, who was looking for an American counterpart to Doctor Who, which I'm a huge fan of. And I said, imagine two massively unqualified people taking the TARDIS and going back in time and messing it all up. Like that's kind of the show. But they have the best of intentions. So.
Well, we also enjoy, of course, the aspect of the romance that's kind of been sprinkled in, but unfortunately you killed off Aaron right away. So is that something that's going to be put like on the...
Say, we what?
The element of romance?
Did you see him die?
It sure looked like it. He had him in a big fire. He was kind of pinned down. What? You got him under contract still?
Never say never.
Okay. Well, and my question still stands. Is the romance kind of on the back burner for the next season?
Not at all. The romance, no, because, without getting into too many specifics, Cassie's a time traveler now. And she's going to be spending a lot of time with Cole. Cassie's in the future, and Deacon remembers growing up and seeing her on television, and is going to have, interest in her. So there is going to be some dynamics there, and the romance isn't going away at all. It's probably going to actually intensify this season.
You guys, one more question.
Straight on shot. Thanks.
Sure.
So speaking of, we don't know if Aaron's really dead and all that kind of thing. With time travel, where's the line of what we know is permanent and what's undoable?
Well, Jones has a very famous to us anyway, line in the first season, which is "I am the clock," meaning that everything's undoable in her mind. She's done some horrible things and keeps going because she believes that all of those horrible things she's doing is in service of undoing everything. So these are sins, but they're temporary sins. And if she can get past that, then she'll be a hero, or she'll be the savior of mankind. So is anything 100% permanent? I don't know. But you do get into a situation, a grandfather paradox situation, where certain things have to have happened for you to be in a position to change them at all. And so what happens when you move that one Jenga piece, but the Jenga puzzle can't fall? That's what we're gonna explore that a little bit in season 2, which is what can and can't be changed. And some things absolutely cannot be changed.
Great, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.